Hi Capricorn, welcome to your March 2020 reading. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know about you guys, but this Mercury retrograde is kicking my butt. I have had some of the worst technology problems that I have ever had, I think, or have had in a long time. So let's try this again. I've already tried recording this a couple times with no audio, so we'll see how this goes. So first card comes out, Queen of Swords. Now I want you to just kind of look at the determination on this Queen of Swords face. I mean, this is a warrior, right? She is ready. Her eyes are like laser sharp focus. This is Mars and Capricorn energy right here, okay? Now this Mars and Capricorn energy is really bringing out the fight in all of us. And it's good because it's going to help really get us to where we're trying to go and trying to get to be where we want to be. But it's also, you know, it's hard when dealing with people like that too. And I think we're all going to be displaying this very Mars and Capricorn energy, very determined, with goals, with an ambition, with an achievement in mind, right? Wanting to win, right? Because that's Capricorn, like, let's freaking go win. We're not going to do it if we don't know if we're going to win, you know? So the energy could be quite heated this month. And you know, the third house for you is the Sun traverses Pisces in the third house. And we got the Mercury retrograde in there. It's actually a very light energy. The third house is not a heavy, big, dramatic place to be, but there can be substantial opportunities for signals to get crossed, right? And for miscommunications, like big time. So the Zen-like environment of Temperance is coming out. Temperance is very opposite, I think, from this Queen of Swords. It's the beautiful combination of the warrior and the Zen-like Buddha guru master, right? And there's this opportunity of choice. And it's not you choosing to be one or the other, because you're operating both simultaneously. It's how does the other person want to deal with you? Do they want to deal with you in a temperate manner? Or do they want to come at you full on, Mars and Capricorn, and take you head on? You know, you've got your war paint on. I think you're totally ready to go to the mat with someone or to take an issue and completely eject it out of your life and to go really cold turkey with a lot of things. This sword has a lot of power. A lot of power. And it is charged and it is ready to go. Okay? So if you're someone dealing with a Capricorn, it's probably really in your best interest to just be super chill, because they'll be totally willing to talk to you. Okay? First card comes out, Three of Coins. Totally willing to talk. Totally willing to figure it out, to mediate, to come to an agreement of some kind. Totally willing, right, Capricorn? And I think many of the Capricorns that are watching this are like, yes, please, like that's what I want. That's what I would prefer. I'd prefer not to have to deal with all this nonsense. Next card that comes out. So here's the choice. These two cards, first two cards, are mirroring the Queen of Swords and the Temperance. The Queen of Swords is going to dive right into this Five of Wands and just shut it down real quick. Okay? But if you come to the table logically, practically, with some kind of hope for a plan, it will go well. It will definitely go well. And I think you'll be happy that you chose that way of dealing with it. And your Capricorn will be happy with that too. Now, if this is a significant other, if you like are kind of here because of a love situation, this also might not have anything to do with your significant other. This might be something else that could trigger you, okay, that you could bring into a relationship and cause some issues. So it's really, really important that if something in the outside world, like at work, is causing you a lot of frustration, that before you come back home, that you breathe and don't bring it home with you, okay? Because otherwise there could be a few more problems than is really needed. And I know that that's not really what we're trying to go for here. We're trying to alleviate stress. We're trying to alleviate drama as much as possible. So choices are on the table here. Two of Coins. How is this going to be dealt with? How are people going to handle this? How are people going to approach Capricorn? I think Capricorn may have a little bit of a prickly edge to them, you know, a little bit more than normal. Like I don't always see my Capricorns as being harsh people, like really definitely not. But you know, you might need to kind of have that extra layer of protection this month, just simply because you have things to protect. You have your goals, you have your life. You know, this Mars in Capricorn is very goal-oriented. It wants to think about tomorrow. It wants to think about 5 years from now and 10 years and start really setting those plans in motion, which is why Capricorn is like really kind of like, you want to go to the mat? Fine. I've got something I care about that I want to protect. I have my life, I have my peace, I have my family, I have my job, I have my finances, I have what I have, and I will fight for it, you know? And there could be people that are jealous or really going through a lot of self-hatred at the moment, because Pisces season can kind of really bring out a lot of those insecurities. And when they get to the surface, they start getting projected out. And I think you're like, no way. You are not going to be projecting that nonsense on me. No way. And I know that you see it. You know, I know that you see that people who are engaged in this kind of behavior, you know, there's an element of them not liking themselves. There's an element of something deeper, because it never is this kind of surface level stuff. It never is what it appears to be on the surface. It's always symptomatic of something else. You know, and because you've had to go so deep within yourself with the Saturn-Pluto thing in your sign, and now we've got Jupiter in there, which is really like the guru, philosopher energy coming through, really helping you to make sense of a lot of things and why things had to occur the way they occurred. You know, when someone tries to come at you like this, I think you just feel sad, you know, feel sad that this is how it has to be. Maybe some of you are like, I feel bad for them, but I'm still going to beat them. You know, I'm still going to win. Careful for those of you dealing with Capricorns right now, because they're in it to win it. No matter what it is, no matter how right or wrong they are, they're in it to win it. So here we have the Page of Coins. Now, I like the Page of Coins for you. Opportunities, money, communications, people trying to come in. And this is actually what happens when someone sits down with you in a logical way. Everybody wins. Page of Coins is a reminder for you to stay faithful. Because as you're dealing with the Five of Wands, you are going to need your faith. You're going to need your faith that things will settle. Faith that it's going to be the best way. You know, there was a little book that I bring up often, not because it was an especially great book, but because there was one like little concept in there that just really stuck with me. It's called Zen and the Art of Happiness. And it always comes back to this idea that if you can choose to think of things that happen as being the best possible thing that could have happened, then all your problems just disappear. And I think that's a good philosophy, or a good, you know, kind of motto for the month for Capricorn, is no matter what happens, it is absolutely the best possible thing that could have happened. That there is some higher intelligence out there, there is some guardian angel, some guide, or multiple guides that are really helping you through this process, and they understand how it all transpires, and that's enough for you to know. And sometimes, you know, a rejection of some kind or whatever is really in your best interest. Okay? This is the universe's way of communicating with you. Hey, Capricorn, stay faithful. This is not the everything. This is not the ultimate in everything, but it's just a little breadcrumb that says, Capricorn, you're on the right track. Keep going. Capricorn, keep doing what you're doing. It's a cheerleader kind of energy. And I think it will bring a lot of peace of mind to this Queen of Swords, you know, who is so determined to accomplish what she has set out for herself, or himself, male or female, whichever. She's so determined to do that. And the Page of Coins is saying, keep up the good work. Your hard work is paying off. There's going to be a little something, a little token. So why am I harping so much on the Five of Wands? Because directly underneath the Five of Wands, we get the Tower. So here's the Page of Coins, the little shining beacon in the Tower situation. Now you may have already gone through that. You may have experienced that already, and now you're kind of hoping that the Page of Coins will start shining, that little glint of gold that you'll see amongst the dust. And I think you will see it. For those of you who haven't experienced the Tower yet, this is likely what happens when someone chooses this route with you. When they choose to go the Five of Wands, when they choose to get on the mat with you, when they choose to battle you, the Tower is what happens. There is an energy of demolishment, right? Is that even a word? I don't know if that's a word, but demolishing of something. Whether you, Capricorn, demolish their illusion and their like fantasy world with your extreme realism, Queen of Swords, or whether life does it, or whether something else happens, but I don't know that fantasy and illusions are really going to be able to withstand the energy of a Mars in Capricorn. Just simply not going to happen. It's too truthful. And it snaps back real quick. You know, it's very karmic. And answers are going to be received real fast. So I don't know that this is necessarily your Tower, Capricorn. I don't think it's yours. There could be a disappointment of some kind, a disappointment that someone chose to go down this route and now you're having to, you know, deal with it. That could be annoying. I think more annoying than anything. But still, that whole attitude of like, this is what you want, let's go. Are you ready to get demolished? That's kind of the question, right? Are they ready to get demolished? Because they will. They will be. And again, if you're like in love with a Capricorn and they're not really talking to you and you're like freaking out that this is you getting demolished, I don't think so. I think this is something else. For some reason, this is a very loud thing. So if you're not in contact with your Capricorn, this probably is not going to be a month where you're going to be really hearing from them at all. They'll probably be real silent because they're clearly dealing with something else, okay? It's a very black and white kind of month. And it's going to be real clear, real obvious, real in your face. And so you should know what this is, okay? And then here's all the reason again to have faith. Six of Coins, which is all about balancing things out. And where there was a loss, there will be a gain. That's a guarantee. Where there was too much giving, there will be receiving now. I think Capricorn is going into a very real mode of receptivity in the next few months. Not this month. This month is still a month of effort. It's still a month where you got a kind of real push. Next month might be like that too. But as we enter into May and June, the nodes are going to switch. You know, Saturn will be pleasantly in Aquarius by then, kind of giving us a taste of what that transit's going to be like. And then as we make our way more into summertime, we'll feel like things are kind of, you know, really settling. And this might not happen today or this month. This might be an eventual occurrence where the dust from the Tower settles eventually and everything evens out, right? True balance, true ease with the Six of Coins. And again, another kind of way of your Zen feelings, your Zen approach. War paint on for you if you need to fight, and if not, great, I'll wash it off. But, you know, I really think you're totally okay with however this is supposed to go. This is what I'm saying for those people who are like freaking out that something terrible is going to happen with their Capricorn. If you don't know what this whole story is, then this story doesn't involve you. So it might be a nothing month with your Capricorn, because I think they're going to be real retreated. Oh my God, I seriously cannot talk. They will retreat. They will pull back. They will go quiet. They will, you know, turtle in the shell kind of thing. So they're just trying to figure things out. They're trying to strategize. They're trying to get to the next level. They're trying to set goals for themselves. They're trying to push. They're trying to make things happen. And they know that one of the most powerful phases of making things happen is strategizing. And that's going to be especially relevant as Saturn moves into Aquarius at the end of the month. Saturn moves into Aquarius and boom, our minds start thinking about things in a completely different way. Our strategies, our modus operandi get turned upside down, and we start really getting outside the box. And I think Capricorn can feel it, ruling planet, leaving their sign, going to be doing a retrograde back and forth this year. So you will have moments to fix things, you know, as things are needing to be fixed. But I also know that you are just waiting to see how other people do things so you can act accordingly. A lot of waiting on your part for other people to do things so you can, you know, maneuver. Now I look at this and I don't see this as you. I mean, it could be, but the Queen of Swords I think is so different in how just her face is just so ready. And this is someone who is just so rigid. And I don't necessarily see rigidity coming from Capricorn at all. I see the other person being so stubborn. And this is all in line, and you'll see when I put the camera down, with the Tower and with the Five of Wands. Like I said, there's going to be, someone's going to get demolished this month somehow. And it's because they were so rigid and didn't come to you like this. They didn't try to work it out. They didn't try to be easy. They didn't try to, you know, come up with a solution. They were trying to fight for something, and maybe they just didn't even really know what they were fighting for. You know, like they think they're fighting for something, but what they're really trying to do is just make themselves feel better or something. Now, I don't necessarily see that this is a bad person. It's just not meshing very well. And one of the reasons is because here we have the Page of Swords reversed, which I often see as someone who's just really not thinking in a logical way. Some of you may have kind of a crazy person, a crazy, you know, kind of acting real out of character. They might be acting real strange, saying real strange stuff and things bubbling up to the surface. And one thing about Pisces season is it really makes us feel super raw. It makes us feel so completely out of control. It makes us feel so like it's forced vulnerability, and it's just written all over our face. It's kind of like Scorpio season. It's a very truthful season, and it can be very destructive for people who are not really truly operating from their own purity. People that have been putting on facades and wearing masks and doing all these kinds of inauthentic things, they get exposed, and it is not comfortable at all. They don't like it. And I think that's what's going on here. Is you, unfortunately, Capricorn, are kind of getting the brunt of someone else's discomfort and their overly puffed up chest with the Mars in Capricorn. It's all very ego driven. So it's a weird time, and some of you may have some, you know, things with clients and friends and lovers and siblings especially that just might get a little strange. But as soon as it's put to bed, it's done, right? That's the beautiful thing about the Tower, is it's boom, in and out, done, finished, finito, okay? Interesting reading for you guys. Let's go ahead and put this camera down. We'll take a look at the cards. Thanks. Okay, Capricorn. So here you can see how the cards have been laid out. Let's pull out an astrology card to see some more information for you. Air, beautiful. And I love that the air is coming out with the Queen of Swords, which is the air element as well. It's of the mind. It's all very intellectual right now. And as the sun comes through your third house, that energy gets emphasized. There's an ability to see things more clearly, an ability to cut out the BS, an ability to feel lighter and less burdened by many things. And I think there's more of an acceptance of the fluidity of life, which is beautiful with the Temperance card here as well. So let's pull out a Wisdom of the Oracle card. The never-ending story. I don't know, maybe it's ending. Maybe it's ending. Maybe this consistent situation, the same fight, the same circumstances, the same kinds of people, now really is the time. Like I say, get your war paint on, guys, because like it's time for you to really go to the mat for the things that you believe in, for the things that you care about, and for your future, you know? And I see you being very protected. Like this Queen of Swords, man, this sword is no joke. She's got like little bumps on there. Like that thing will rip something to shreds. You know what I mean? So you have to be willing. And I think you are. That's the power of Mars. So let's see. Oops, that's too many. Okay. Let's take a look at the comprehensive cards. So these, for those of you who want to join in the comprehensive reading, we'll talk about all these cards in that for another 20 to 25 minutes. But just to give you an idea of what will come out, another Two of Coins. Beautiful. Six of Cups. Love it. Ten of Cups reversed. Okay. It's not fantasy world time. You know, this is goal time. This is achievement time. And the struggle is real between Capricorn and Pisces, because Capricorn wants to keep it real, earthy, real, logical, wants it to make sense, wants it to all work out. And Pisces wants to be like all in its state of surrender. Neither one is better than the other or worse than the other. It's just you have to work to balance the two out. Okay, Five of Wands. Let's see here. This little bout of drama. Well, there's a sword there cutting through that jungle of BS. Sword of Truth. Another Four of Swords and a Nine of Cups. You know, the Nine of Cups is one of those cards that it really depends on the context of everything, of like what's surrounding it. And I'm kind of getting an arrogant feeling from it. Your goal, Capricorn, really is to even things out, right? I think that's really where you're at. Let's stop this fighting. Let's figure this out. Let's come to a conclusion. Let's find resolution. Let's be creative about these solutions. And for some reason, I feel like your practicality and your logic is bothering other people. Whoa, okay. Seven of Swords. Okay, that Page of Coins is a little strange. Let's go ahead and pull out one more for the Page of Coins. Okay, Tower. Magician and the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay. Four of Swords. Okay. I'm feeling really irritated, just kind of shuffling these cards. Like, I think that there is something in your life that has gone past. Yeah, see, there it is. I knew it. I knew that that King of Swords upright, that there was something more to it, that it was a little bit devilish in nature. Not bad, it's just there's someone trying to balance their dualities. Someone's trying to make people see them in a certain way, but it's like so obvious that they're not really that way. I don't know that people are going to really be able to get away with lying this month. They're going to try, definitely going to try, but man, are they not going to be able to get away with it. Yeah, okay. And then Empress reversed at the bottom. So this is where we'll pick up in the comprehensive. If you want to join me, that link will be in the description box down below. All right? Thank you guys so much. Have an excellent rest of the Pisces season, and I'll see you next month. Take care.